For those of you who have been living under a rock or just getting into the game, this is Tom Lehman, a phenomenal golfer in the 90s to the 2000s that really did dominate the sport for quite some time, and he was a big name up there, and he was up there with Tiger, with VJ, with David Duval. But we're going to take a look at his swing today because we noticed that leg drive that he has on the way down, and this is very important for him, and it's based on his setup. But while we're watching this swing, I want you to just look at two different swings, and this is a great video, by the way. I'll leave the link to the YouTube channel where I got this from, but look at the timing. They're the same swing from start to finish, the same sequencing, the same rhythm. You can put a stopwatch and you will get it within 1/100th of a second from the start of the swing to impact. This is what makes tour pros is because they are using the same sequencing, and overall dynamics of the swing can cause the same motions over and over again, repeating. Now, the one thing that we will look at today is why he needs this leg drive, and we're not going to overanalyze things. I know I use a lot of lines in my videos, but it's not used to analyze one particular way. We draw these lines to show you the cause and effect and how so many swings are so different that you should not try to emulate any of these because your body is so different, but it's all based on setup. So let's get started here. We're going to take this right at the address position, and we're going to start to draw some lines right away, and we're going to draw a forward press line. Now, this is the line that I caution amateurs to try and get involved. Now, we can see that it could be a camera angle, but I don't think it is because I believe he's trying to play two different types of shots. And the one on the right side could be a small cut, a little fade. The one on the left side could be a high draw. We don't know. It's hard to tell without looking down the line, but we're going to keep that in mind, and we're going to look at how they are different than each other. So the lines I want to look at for him is where is that golf ball in relation to his body. So we're going to draw a straight line up on both of these, and we can see that that forward lean is definitely moving away from the golf ball in one position on the right side, and on the left side it is pretty close to that golf ball position relative to his shoulders. Now, I've heard some instructors talk about getting that ball position under the left armpit, and they're trying to work on one circle, but we forget that the golf club is gripped by two hands, not one hand, and they are connected to your shoulders. So unless you have some Popeye arms, or unless your one arm is 4 inches longer than the other, this is going to affect you more. So what I like to see amateurs, remember I say amateurs because we are not gifted enough to hit the golf ball consistently, and plus we don't have the body type like these professionals do, and we're not freaks of nature. We're just average Joes that try to hit the golf ball. So we draw a middle point right where that center of his chest is, and we draw roughly 90 degrees from that shoulder tilt, and we can see that both of them, the hands are somewhat connected to the shoulder tilt, but that ball position is not. Now, obviously at impact, we do increase the shoulder tilt. Now, the ones that have more forward press, you will see more shoulder tilt at impact. The ones that have less forward press, you will see less increase of shoulder tilt from this point, not the down the line. The down the line, you will see some changes, but again, the forward pressers will usually have more tilt, and this has to do with the bottoming out points of your circles. Now, we are going to draw a big circle around where the golf ball is and try and explain these two circles. And I know we're just covered with lines here, but hear me out. The shoulder tilt circle, you can see it's going to bottom out right in this area, and we're going to draw that for both shoulder tilts. And the shaft lean circle is going to bottom out before the shoulder circle. Now, we see two compensations that usually occur. One is the amateur compensation because most amateurs cannot increase their tilt and fall back and rotate and hold on to the angle and come from the inside. So that usually results into a body moving left to make up these two. So the body will move this way in the downswing. And the problem with that now is we have changed our ball position to be more towards your right side by doing this. Now, the problem with that as well is your steepness increases. Your backspin will increase because now you're hitting more down and you're not hitting up. So we see these pop balls, we see these pulls because your path is left. So this is usually the majority of the problems with amateurs. And so you'll click on these videos out there that says, learn to cure the slice in one day or one move. That's all jargon. They're just trying to sell you on some idea, the tip for the week to get you to click on the videos. We're not about that here. We're just trying to help educate you about cause and effects. So the second thing that can occur, and this is what usually the tour pros do, is they start to fall more back. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make up for this angle. So we're going to get our angle tool here, and we're going to try and pick this as best as we can without the computer crashing. There we go, 10 degrees. And the one on the right side, let's get this one. Now this one might be more because of that forward press. So we have 15 degrees. So we have a 10 degree press and a 15 degree press. Now somewhere in the golf swing, there has to be a compensatory motion to find that 10 degrees. Now, because he is a tour pro, what we're going to do is measure this angle on his spine. And so we're going to get the 10 degree number on the left side and draw it all the way back to there. And then the 15 degree number on the right side. And it's kind of hiding from his pants. There we go, there's 15 degrees. And let's see now which way his head will fall. I'm guessing it's going to fall towards this increased tilting to get his hands relative to the shaft and that golf ball position. So we go to the top of the swing here, and immediately, what do we see? We see the head shifting over to the right. Both of these, on whichever shot he's trying to play, is shifting to the right side towards this tilting number. Now you notice that the tilt is relative to his tilting now, and we'll draw this one in a nice orange line so you can see how it's perpendicular to that. Now we're going to delete those just to kind of keep it somewhat respectable. But let's take a look at the way down. Now the great thing that Tom does is at the top of his swing, look at the amount of turn he has. He doesn't have much turn, but his hands are still out in front of his chest, and we see that club not getting close to parallel. So what he does great is stay connected in his swing, and by staying connected, his arm travel only has to travel from here to here. So it's a short arm travel to hit that golf ball. Can you imagine if his arms were back over here? He'd have to travel twice as far with limited turn. So he knows this, and the first move you'll see is watch the legs. The legs will drive into the target to get that weight back over to the left side. But from this point, let's just take a look at his head motion falling back. So both swings, we can see the head. This one's perfect. The head is matching up to where it should be. He's increased his tilt. On the one on the right side, he's almost matched up with that blue line. And the key is look at the amount of tilting increase that he has on both just past impact. And what do you notice is the matching of the spine and also the shaft. You see how they're matching together. So let's clean these lines up and just draw that line so we can see with our own eyes what he had to do to match everything up. And this only came because of that forward press. Now, he was not taught this. There wasn't somebody out there that said, hey, you're forward pressing, you got to fall back. Being a player to reach this level, he has developed this, and he was just fortunate enough to have the motion, to have the body manipulation, to learn how to fall back and deliver it. Pair it up with great sequencing that he has. In other words, he is a fluke of golf nature. So when you are watching stuff like I do, understand I do not believe in one way hits the golf ball. And I think that's the biggest misconception, and it's so unfair to you as a student and an interested student of the game and the swing to see that. And the problem with our current state is we have too much technology and too much availability for you to go and check out this stuff. You can go online on YouTube right now and watch 3,000 videos back to back about quick fixes. And remember, there's no such thing as a quick fix. The only fix comes with hard work, dedication, and starting out correctly. So if you're brand new and you're watching this, go get a lesson ASAP. Stay away from YouTube. Only use YouTube for educational purposes. And hopefully with this channel, that's my goal, is to educate you so you can make a correct decision, because I do care about you as a student, and I might make a lot of upset people, including coaches, but hey, as long as you go work with an individual coach on site, you're in good hands. Hope that helps you. I'll see you next time. Fairways and Greens.